What's up? What's up? This is Uncle Reg back at you. What's up? What's going on, folks? What's going on? All right, we in the house today. Got to talk about it. They found the killer. So we can talk about today, basically. I'm streaming on this channel and my celebrity news channel. Uncle Reg celebrity news channel. I'm streaming on both of those today. Because this is news for both today. Might throw a little tea in there, a little speculation. We gotta do that. But yeah, man, they caught the killer, man. They caught the killer. They caught him. Now, I was wrong. I thought that this was a professional hit. I don't know, man. I don't know, but I'll get it to you. I thought a professional hit, but apparently that was no professional. He just good at shooting. I still say something fishy. That accurate? Well, we'll find out more details. I know they want to know how the hell he became that good at shooting. And I'm gonna put they finally told us what gun that he used. What he actually used a rifle. Massar 30-06. So that's what he used. With a scope on it. With a scope chamber. Boom, boom, like that. So, hey man, this is wild, folks. So, what we got here? Let's see. Ain't nobody over there. Okay, so far I got nobody in the chat. I don't know. It's Friday. Sometimes I have people in the chat. Sometimes I don't. Lately, I haven't been the regular people. Well, you got Ados. You got what Ados guy saying? They said Trump set this up to make people. Hey, we're gonna talk about that. You might be right. I think something's up, man. Something up because that shot was too perfected. Didn't I tell you in the last one that if they do find a killer, it's gonna be somebody they set up. The real person who shot is gone. Government hitman. I'm still gonna stick with that, but they found the killer, so we're gonna go with that. But we're gonna talk about that later too. So what's up, Ados guy? What's going on, man? Yeah, people forgetting about that. The Epstein case with this situation, the Charlie Kirk situation, the death shooting, and they forgot about the subway stabbing, North Carolina subway stabbing. Demented, crazy black guy that should have been in jail years ago, getting some help, getting some sort of help. Stabbed a Ukrainian white girl for no reason at all. This is crazy. And that motherfucker said, what he said? What he said? He said that he stabbed her because he thought that she was reading his mind. This dude's crazy. And he told his sisters that when I was in jail, they put a chip in my head. So that tells me this might be some okay. Oh, shit. Oh. These incidents happen this close together. All these incidents happen. And then in Colorado, they had another school shooting there. Nobody really talking about that because the Charlie Kirk, shooting death is overshadowing all that now. And the Trump Epstein case. This is wild. This is wild. This is wild, folks. Hold on real quick. Okay. Trying to do this real quick before we get started. But I had to say a few things because hey man, this is wild here, man. What's happening lately is wild. Sports channel, I appreciate it. Hit the cash app. Hit the channel. I'm gonna be on here for a while. Streaming on both channels, so go ahead and oh, Charlie Willie, what's up? Okay, let me. What's going on? Let me go put Charlie Willie. What's up, Charlie? Yeah. What's up? Want to support, got to put some cash app. I don't not monetizing on these channels, but we gonna go in. Long time. Glad to see you, Charlie Willie. Yeah. Always good to see Charlie Willie out here. Yeah. So let's get started. So found the suspect. Suspect. They got his name. His name is Tyler Roberson. Had a press conference this morning. I'm up early, so I saw it go down. Because Trump came out first saying that I think we got him. He did a press. He was on Fox early in the morning. I think he was up there at Fox, saying that I think we got him. That's right, Charlie. Yeah, $1, $2, $3. Yeah. $1, $2, $3. Support the channel. Give me a like. Give me some likes. Come on now. Some big lights. I don't know why I can't get no wrench over here. I don't know. I'm gonna have to set it up. Oh, I know why. Cause I'm I'm on another channel. Okay. Shit. Um. Anyway, yeah, they identified him. They arrested him. Trump said it. He kind of like, I think they already knew that he had him. They probably briefed Trump already, so he came on Fox and said that I think we got him. And stuff like that. But apparently, um, what happened is that they got him through analyzing surveillance footage, and then they interviewed, Tyler Roberson's family, that's the shooter, family members. So actually, his family members gave him up, and the family member, I guess, told. I'll read that later. But anyway, and then they reviewed some online messages between Roberson and his roommate. So between Roberson's family members, it's all his family members, his mom dead or whatever, sister fine, and his roommate, they told authorities and they was led to the arrest. Now the family members reached out to the family friend, which was roommate, and the roommate contacted Washington County Sheriff Office with the info that Robertson um, confessed or implied that he had committed the incident. Now, family members said that he became more political in the recent years and stuff, so he started to become real. I think that he was a leftist. It seemed like he was a leftist, or maybe uh, a right wing that was disgruntled with another right wing agenda and stuff. I think that he was disagreeing with everything, Charlie Kirk was saying, basically. Now, Tyler Robertson's roommate showed, the police messages on Discord between Robertson and roommate. Discord will get y'all niggas in trouble. I keep telling y'all about this Discord, man. Boy, some of y'all gonna be in trouble because of Discord, man. I'm telling you. I mean, no joke. Now, the family members recalled the incident when they had a dinner that Tyler said that, Charlie Kirk was going to be at UVU, and then said that he didn't like none of his viewpoints and stuff like that. None of his viewpoints, nothing. So this is have to do with political agendas. War between inside war, you could say. Now, I thought it was had to do with the Democrats and stuff like that, but this might not have to do with no Democrats. It had to do with, you know, that party or the right wing itself, disagree with each other agendas and stuff and policies. Being fighting, basically. You know. Now, some people saying that he started talking about Israel. Remember, Netanyahu, praised this guy. He liked him because he was standing up for Israel and stuff. He believed that, the Gazans are not, being starved out, saying that how you doing the right thing. Israel have the right to protect itself on that. But then recently he's been talking against it. Well, if you're a Christian and stuff, you're supposed to love God. You're supposed to be about peace. You're supposed to be about less peace. Why are they fighting? If they supposed to be God's supposed to be, why are they fighting? Maybe they saying that's why he got clapped. Charlie Kirk, that is. Charlie Kirk, that is. Excuse me. Anyway, let's see what else. And then they was checking the ammunition of the gun, and then the ammunition used by Tyler Roberson was inscribed with anti-fascist messages. So I guess he think that he's a fascist. Now I don't know. Like I said before, I don't know if he's actually was a leftist or a right. I don't know. Maybe he was a leftist. They're not saying. I don't think they're really saying. But when you say anti-fascist, that means that you might be far left or something. I don't know. Well, fascists, people that is fascist, not fascist, fight each other all the time. But I just wanted to know if they both in the same on the same side. It's just some beef between different ideologies or something like that. Yeah, but this was prescribed on the bullet, and I think it was on the gun too. Now, I'm gonna show you. Hold on, hold on. All right, I'm back. What's going on? God damn. It's lunchtime, so I had to make a quick sandwich. Anyway, let me show you this. Let me show you this gun. Okay, so y'all see it now. This is the gun. This is the gun that he used. A Mauser 30 6 30 or 6. I guess all 6. I think, but that's what it is. Basically a hunting rifle. Actually, I think. But this is what he used. This is what he used. Now it had a scope on it. This one here had a scope on it. A little careful, you can see it. This had a scope. See, this is what he actually used. Here the judge arranged and stuff like that. Let me make sure. Yeah, this is what he actually used. And he dished this in the woods. And I guess it had carvings of anti-fascist messages. Yeah. Hold on, real quick. God damn. All right, I'm back. Yeah, man. Like I said, man, tell me what you want. Give me the food, whatever, whatever. Boom. Before I go online, I don't be online that long. You know, a couple hours is about it. Yeah, but it's just fail. It ain't that. It's the cat. This is crazy, but it is what it is. Shit. But anyway, that's the rifle he used. That's the rifle he used. And I'm sure some guys that's into guns, or people that's in guns, will probably give their view on it and stuff like that. But I don't think that now officials saying that anybody could have shot that with practice and stuff. I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. That's crazy. I don't know. I don't know. You have to practice in order to get a shot like that. You know. But anyway, we're gonna play this video of them press conference of them talking about they arrested the shooter. So let me go here. There we go. All right, I'm only gonna play about 15 minutes of this, almost 16 minutes of this. That's it, and we're gonna go ahead and do this right now.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. At today's press conference, we will hear from Governor Cox, FBI Director Kash Patel, and Sheriff Mike Smith. We also have with us Utah DPS Commissioner Bo Mason. Lieutenant Governor Deidre Henderson, FBI Special Agent in Charge Robert Bowles, and local and federal law enforcement partners. Following the remarks today, Governor Cox, Director Patel, and Commissioner Mason will take questions. Thank you.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen.
They all up there. Look at it. Look at Patel. Yeah.
We got him. On the evening of September 11th, a family member of Tyler Robinson reached out to a family friend who contacted the Washington County Sheriff's Office.
So who is going to get the award? Because there was $100,000 bounty on his head. Who's gonna claim that? The family members or the friend? Or are they gonna split it? I want to know. But anyway, let's continue.
With information that Robinson had confessed to them or implied that he had committed the incident. This information was relayed to the Utah County Sheriff's Office and scene investigators at Utah Valley University. This information was also conveyed to the FBI. Investigators reviewed additional video footage from UVU surveillance and identified Robinson.
They must be nervous because I ain't never seen most of them actually stutter like that, stutter on the words and stuff. I don't know. I think they all was under real pressure, man, to try to find this killer. For real though. And that's what the FBI, he might, Patel right here, the FBI guy, there's a good chance that if he didn't solve this quick enough, he would have lost his job. He's under strenuous pressure of being under the Trump administration. And the fact that he is, non-white, Indian stuff. Extra pressure. Anyway, let's continue.
Arriving on UVU campus in a gray Dodge Challenger at approximately 8:29 a.m. on September 10th, in which he is observed on video in a plain maroon t-shirt, light-colored shorts, a black hat with a white logo, and light-colored shoes. When encountered in person by investigators in Washington County on September 12th, in the early morning hours, Robinson was observed in consistent clothing with those surveillance images. Investigators interviewed a family member of Robinson who stated that Robinson had become more political in recent years.
Okay, another addition. I don't know if they're going to mention it here, but there's some other information came out that he talked to his father, and his father said that his son said, the shooter that is, said that I'd rather kill myself before I turn myself in. But apparently it said his father convinced him otherwise. Said go see a youth counselor or some shit like that, or whatever the case may be. A Christian youth counselor. Okay, yeah. I don't think that's gonna help. If that was a help, he wouldn't have been in his position. If he had these problems, he should have been seeing somebody for a long time ago. I don't know. Yeah. But anyway.
The family member referenced a recent incident in which Robinson came to dinner prior to September 10th, and in the conversation with another family member, Robinson mentioned Charlie Kirk was coming to UVU. They talked about why they didn't like him and the viewpoints that he had. The family member also stated Kirk was full of hate and spreading hate. The family member also confirmed Robinson had a gray Dodge Challenger. Investigators identified an individual as the roommate of...
So, I say, was this guy on the right? He had to be on the right, Like I said, I think it's infighting. Infighting between two, you could say, right-wing political guys. He disagreed with to the point where he had to put a bullet in him. Like I said, all this sounds off. I'll talk about that later, man. This still sound off, man. This really sound off. Something going on. Like I said, something else is going on here, but this really sound off. But anyway, let's continue.
Of Robinson. Investigators interviewed that roommate, who stated that his roommate, referring to Robinson, made a joke on Discord. Investigators asked if he would show them the messages on Discord. He opened it and showed several messages to investigators and allowed investigators to take photos of the screen as each message was shown by Robinson's roommate. These photos consisted of various messages, including content of messages between the phone contact named Tyler with an emoji icon and Robinson's roommate's device. The content of these messages included messages affiliated with the contact Tyler, stating a need to retrieve a rifle from a drop point, leaving the rifle in a bush, messages related to visually watching the area where a rifle was left, and a message referring to having left the rifle wrapped in a towel. Also refer to engraving bullets and a mention of and the rifle being unique. Messages from the contact Tyler mentioned that he had changed outfits. I know there has been speculation as well as to the writing on those casings, those bullet casings.
Oh, let me stop here.
And
Man, this is crazy. Oh, start really thank you for the cash app. Appreciate that. Appreciate that. Appreciate that. I don't have my little $1, $2 on here, but appreciate that. Appreciate that. Okay, let's continue.
I believe we have that as well, and I will share that with you now. So the area north of Campus Drive Road where the suspect crossed over, you saw some of that in the video that we released last night, consists of a grassy area with trees on the edge of the UVU campus. Investigators discovered a bolt-action rifle wrapped in a dark-colored towel. The rifle was determined to be a Mauser Model 98 30-06 caliber.
Yeah, I was right. 30-06. I read it right. Mauser 30-06. I just want to make sure. You know me with words. A Mauser 30-06. You got hit. Woo!
It's 30-06 caliber bolt-action rifle. The rifle had a scope mounted on top of it. Investigators noted inscriptions that had been engraved on casings found with the rifle. Inscriptions on a fired casing read, "Notices, bulges, capital OWO, what's this, question mark." Inscriptions on the 3 unfired casings read, "Hey fascist, exclamation point, catch, exclamation point." Up arrow symbol, right arrow, and symbol, and 3 down arrow symbols. A second unfired casing read, "Oh Bella Chow, Bella Chow, Bella Chow, Chow Chow," and a third unfired casing read, "If you read this, you are gay, LMAO."
So I don't think so. Just from him, what was written on these casings, it doesn't look like he's from the left. He's far right too, but they both disagree with what maybe Charlie Kirk was doing. Maybe he came more. You could say maybe he came more humane with what he was saying. Maybe he wanted peace. Maybe he was pushing towards another agenda or something. I don't know, but apparently this guy had a problem with what was Charlie was saying and was doing lately. Anyway, let's continue.
We are indebted to law enforcement across the state who work seamlessly together, local law enforcement, state law enforcement, and our federal partners with the Federal Bureau of Investigation. We're grateful for everyone who worked together in such a short amount of time to find this person and to bring justice. I want to thank the public who has been so engaged, reviewing videos, helping us with sending in tips, and helping us get to this point. I want to thank the family members of Tyler Roberson who did the right thing in this case and were able to bring him into to law enforcement as well.
So I think the family's gonna get the money, and maybe the what you call it too, $100,000. Interesting. Anyway, let's continue.
I especially want to thank the family of Charlie Kirk, Erica, Charlie's parents, his children. I want us to be thinking of them as we bring justice in this case. They will be involved in that justice. We will be working very closely with them as we move through this process as well. This is a very sad day for our country, a terrible day for the state of Utah, but I'm grateful that at this moment we have an opportunity to bring closure to this very dark chapter in our nation's history. With that, I will now turn the microphone over to the Director of the FBI, Kash Patel.
And I know that he is relieved. Kash Patel is relieved because, every day, this wasn't solved. Everything was going down on him, according to Trump. He was going to catch heat. Every day this wasn't solved, he was going to catch heat. But anyway, let's continue.
Thank you, Governor. This is what happens when you let good cops be cops. The FBI and our partners are proud to stand here today together to bring justice to the family of Charlie Kirk and honor his memory. I want to express my deep gratitude to President Trump, the Vice President, and the entire White House who have been so incredibly supportive with both resources and just personally to the FBI as a team. They had our backs the entire way, and I just want to express my gratitude for giving us the resources we need to operate in this space to bring this sort of justice at this sort of speed. In 33 hours, we have made historic progress for Charlie. Governor Cox, our partnership has been absolutely incredible these last few.
So, but you said 33 hours, what, 2 days? Almost 3 days? Close to 3 days? They found the killer? I know he's relieved. Because his head was on the chopping block.
Few days. Our partnership will endure. Your state and local partners, your sheriffs, your DPS.
Because, Charlie Kirk was, Trump's friend. Hey, he got a lot of young people to vote for Trump. Go to the Republican Party. Hey. Anyway, let's continue.
Has been unbelievably impressive in the hardest of times. In a case like this, cannot be solved, cannot be brought without partnering with your state and local authorities. The FBI has a certain role to play, and we will play that role, and we will lead out for the federal government. But Governor Cox, we are so grateful for your state partnership that led out on this investigation. A little bit of the timeline. Charlie was shot at 12:23 p.m. on Wednesday. The first FBI agents arrived on scene in 16 minutes with chiefs of police at 12:39 and secured the scene. The FBI immediately launched fixed-wing assets. We utilized these assets to transport personnel, specialty technicians, hostage rescue teams. We also utilized these assets to go back and forth from the East Coast and here in Utah to transport forensic evidence and other evidence that will be analyzed and is being analyzed at our FBI laboratories in Quantico and other laboratories, including the ATF. At my direction, the FBI released the first set of FBI photos of the suspect at 10 a.m. local time on 9/11. Then, shortly thereafter, the FBI reward of $100,000 was released at 10:45 a.m. local. Myself and Deputy Director Bongino arrived on the scene at approximately 5:30 p.m. on 9/11. The governor led a press conference last night. at approximately 8 p.m., where at my direction, the FBI released a never-before-seen video of the suspect. We also released new images to the public of the suspect. And just last night, the suspect was taken into custody at 10 p.m. local time. In less than 36 hours, 33 to be precise, thanks to the full weight of the federal government and leading out with the partners here in the state of Utah and Governor Cox, the suspect was...
Yeah, because man, this whole thing, as long as he stayed on the run, it would be worse for all these guys here. It would have been worse for them. You know. So hey, you can say they did their job, or maybe the parents did their job. But I think all this could be a big setup, a diversion. Like hey, those guys said in there, it could be to get attention off of Trump and stuff, and maybe Charlie Kirk was getting too popular, too big among the young people out here with his ideology and stuff, which a lot of people did not agree with. The left, particularly the left, and show with black people. Well, I'm gonna talk about that in a minute because there's a lot of black people, man, that was crying for Charlie Kirk. I mean, I'm going like, what the hell is this about? And get mad at black people because you said that he was racist. You can't make this shit up, man. For real though. Saying black people is racist. I mean, he just lost his family. I mean, I understand that, but then, dude, I can have empathy with somebody that didn't ever have empathy with you and said that the word empathy didn't exist. It's some new age shit. Come on now, man. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. You didn't have no love for no black people. But black people have a right to express what they feel. But being called racist among other black people because maybe you don't want to offend your white friends or whatever the case may be, for actually expressing your opinion about him. It doesn't make any sense. He wasn't for black people. He wasn't for minorities. Come on, Charlie Kirk, he was there to help his own people. Simple as that. And talked real bad about black people on many occasions throughout the years. But I want to put that in there. Anyway, let's continue.
was apprehended in a historic time period. And I want to highlight what Governor Cox said. This would not have been possible without you, the media, and you, the public. That's why we went so public, so fast, and we're so transparent, and we're committed to that transparency. The crime scene, just a little bit there. It is a large crime scene. State and local authorities, along with federal authorities, processed that crime scene quickly. And I even had the ability to walk through that crime scene and walk through the steps the suspect took to learn more about what was needed and what resources we needed to bear to create a full picture for the FBI and leadership back in Washington. Furthermore, thankfully to state and local partners, forensic evidence has been seized and continues to be garnered. Forensic evidence has already been evaluated at FBI laboratories in Quantico and state and local authorities here. We will continue to process evidence as we see it, as we collect it, and we will continue to deliver to Governor Cox and his team. Last night, we had a total of approximately 7,000 leads. As of this morning, thanks to your great work.
Had a lot of leads. Jeez, I guess people, you put that bounty out there at $100,000, yeah, people gonna talk. Nowadays, people gonna snitch in a minute now. Especially with some money involved. They don't care, man. Hey, it's hard out here in these streets. Anyway, let's continue.
We have over 11,000 leads that were called in to the FBI. And we are running out every single lead that we can. Every one of those leads will be run out. The arrest is a testament to the dedication of good law enforcement being great. and partnerships in law enforcement, which I've tried to highlight as my tenure as the director of the FBI. There is no better relationship for law enforcement than the FBI to partner with state and local authorities, and you've seen it here in these last few days. The FBI Salt Lake Field Office, along with our offices in LA, Phoenix, Denver, San Antonio, Las Vegas, Pittsburgh, Buffalo, our headquarters component in Quantico, all participate in the FBI. I want to express my deep gratitude to the employees of the FBI, the men and women, the evidence response team tacticians, the special operators, the agents, the support staff. You have done monumental work in historic time when the public, who had a right to demand such an expeditious solving of an investigation, the FBI answered that call diligently, critically important to our nation, and we delivered. And I'm proud to be their leader, and I'm proud to be the director of the FBI. This is a very much an ongoing investigation, as the governor said, and we will continue to work with state and local authorities to develop the investigation, to provide them the evidence they need for their ongoing prosecutions, and we will be here to answer every call they absolutely have, as long as it takes, for as long as we need to find and apprehend whatever suspects were involved in this crime. Lastly, to my friend Charlie Kirk, rest now, brother. We have the watch, and I'll see you in Valhalla.
I nigga saying I'll see you in Valhalla. See, what does that mean? I see you in Valhalla. That's what a lot of these white supremacists would say. You know, when they die, they going to Valhalla. Oh, really? You think he's going to Valhalla? We must forget that. I thought that place was for Vikings, for the Norse gods, like Thor and all those cats. Um, I don't know. I don't know. Well, it's just what people. I'm just saying. Usually, white women say that. You know, they got that. I'm going to die, go to Valhalla, drink a lot of beer and stuff. When I get there with my fallen comrades. That's weird coming from him and the FBI director. Now I see white people might say, "Oh man, this is some white woman, white supremacist shit here." Ugh. But anyway, let's continue, man. Shit.
Thank you, and good morning. I would just like to take a few minutes as the sheriff to express my gratitude for everybody who has played a part in this investigation. As you know, it's been a vast, a complicated, and a very, very fast-paced investigation. You're looking at people standing up here who are running on, if they got an hour's sleep in the last couple of days, they're probably lucky. It has been very taxing. It has been so impressive, speaking on behalf of the local law enforcement, to see the cooperation that we've seen in this type of case. Across the state, sheriffs, chiefs, our state partners have stepped up and have come to the call on anything that we needed. Our county chiefs have been phenomenal. Our Utah County Attorney, Jeff.
Hold on real quick. Hold on, folks. Hold on real quick. All right, what we got here? What the hell is this? What we do? Uh-oh, let me... Oh, that's on the other side. Let's see. Oh, we getting some trolling here. And I see what they're gonna say. Um, let's continue. Let's continue.
Gray, who's standing up here with us, has been phenomenal in leading us through this investigation. I would like to thank the federal government for their resources, their assets. Our local team here, our FBI team, has been extraordinary in helping us work through this and bring this person to justice. Most of all, I would like to thank the public, and specifically, I would like to thank the public who turned to prayers and who turned to positiveness for us. I would like to thank them on behalf of the law enforcement community because we needed those prayers. That's what we needed to get through this. We needed your support, and you gave it to us. We needed your patience, and you gave it to us. And I would like to thank you for the Kirk family because that's what they need, is your support and your prayers, and that will get us through all of this. So thank you everybody that have stepped up. We've had such a phenomenal response to this. Thank you.
I also want to give a special thanks to the Attorney General and the Department of Justice. Their unwavering support and their commitment to justice is shown true here. And without AG Bondi and Deputy Attorney General Todd Blanche and the resources they brought to bear, we would not have been able to complete our mission. And I just want to say special thanks. It's an honor to be a part of the Department of Justice.
Okay, I'm gonna play a little bit more.
Thank you again to our incredible law enforcement
Okay,
team.
I'm gonna play a little bit more of this, and I'm gonna end this, and we got to get to what Candace Owens said, because she finally did a video speaking about Charlie Kirk. Because remember, she wouldn't be who she is, or would be. You can say she wouldn't have no career if it wasn't her hooking up with Charlie Kirk. So we have to hear what she has to say about all this. Finally came on and did a video and stuff like that. So you have to hear that. That's coming up next. I'm gonna play a little bit more of this, and that's it.
Who has worked so hard. Sheriff, I got a solid 90 minutes last night, so I'm probably the most well-rested person up here. Ladies and gentlemen, I get the microphone, so I hope you'll permit me a moment just to share a few more thoughts about where we are and how we got here, and maybe a little bit of where we go from here. I don't want to get too preachy, but I think it's important that we, with eyes wide open, understand what's happening in our country today. I've heard people say, well, why are we so invested in this? There's violence happening all across our country, and violence is tragic everywhere, and every life taken is a child of God who deserves our love and respect and dignity. This is certainly about the tragic death, political assassination of Charlie Kirk. But it is also much bigger than an attack on an individual. It is an attack on all of us. It is an attack on the American experiment. It is an attack on our ideals. This cuts to the very foundation of who we are, of who we have been, and who we could be in better times. Political violence is different than any other type of violence for lots of different reasons. One, because in the very act that Charlie championed, of expression, that freedom of expression that is enshrined in our founding documents, in having his life taken in that very act, makes it more difficult for people to feel like they can share their ideas, that they can speak freely. We will never be able to solve all the other problems, including the violence problems that people are worried about, if we can't have a clash of ideas safely and securely. Even especially those ideas with which you disagree. That's why this matters so much. Over the last 48 hours, I have been as angry as I have ever been.
Let's see what we're gonna say now. You've been angry about what?
As sad as I have ever been. And it was as anger pushed me to the brink, it was actually Charlie's words that pulled me back. I'd like to share some.
Hey man, they're gonna make Charlie Kirk into this, I'm gonna say, MLK version. Cult figure, hero, a martyr. People gonna get behind him. It's happening already. Maybe is this what they wanted? To create a martyr out here on that side? I think this here is going to hurt the Democrats in the midterms, because they're going to bring this up during the midterm. They'll never vote for a Democrat again. See the play. Let's continue for a minute. I'm gonna end this and this will be Candace Owens.
Some of those, and specifically right now, if I could, I need to talk to the young people in our state, in my state, and all across the country. As President Trump reminded me, he said, you know who really loved Charlie? The youths. He's right. Young people loved Charlie, and young people hated Charlie. And Charlie went into those places anyway. And these are the words that have helped me. Charlie said, when people stop talking, that's when you get violence. He said, the weak can never forgive. Forgiveness is the attribute of the strong. The only way out of the labyrinth of suffering is to forgive. Welcome without judgment, love without condition, forgive without limit.
Okay.
He said, always forgive your enemies. Nothing annoys them so much. A few months ago.
Okay, now I can dig that statement right there. Forgive your enemies because nothing annoys them that much. I can dig that.
Go. I referenced this last night. Charlie posted to social media, when things are moving very fast and people are losing their minds, it's important to stay grounded. Turn off your phone, read scripture, spend time with friends, and remember, internet fury is not real life.
Okay.
It's going to.
All right. That's all I'm gonna say.
Be okay.
Okay. Now that's all I'm gonna play on that. Okay. Now we got that. Get the Candace Owens, but hold on for a minute. Oh, wait a minute. I forgot my I knew something was missing. There we go. There we go. Ooh, my background music missing. Hold on real quick, folks. right, folks. So now we're gonna go ahead and listen to Candace Owens. Got to hear what she got to say. And maybe I'll try to see if I can find Nick Fuentes. Let me see. Okay. All right. The first thing I'm gonna do is play the Nick Fuentes one because that's short, real short. It's like a minute. He didn't. I was looking for him, looking for a video comment, response he made. But apparently, I know I'm not gonna. I should have looked at it. Shit, I should have did this before I got on. Look for it, see if he did talked about it with somebody else. He probably did, but he's probably I don't got no time to look for that. But we're gonna play this. Okay. Okay, there we go.
Nick Fuentes has reacted to Charlie Kirk being shot at Utah Valley University. In one of the most disturbing political moments in recent memory, Charlie Kirk was shot during a live event at Utah Valley University. The shocking incident left many speechless, and among the first to react was controversial political commentator Nick Fuentes. Shortly after the news broke, Nick took to X posting a heartfelt and emotional response. "This feels like a nightmare. One of the most horrific things I've ever seen. I feel absolutely gutted and devastated. Pray for Charlie Kirk's soul, his young family, and for our country. The violence and hatred has to stop. Our country needs Christ now more than ever." He also posted a second.
What's crazy to me is that they all believe in Christ and Jesus and stuff, and they're racist, and they use religion to justify the racism. I don't know. It's just weird. I thought that wasn't a Christian way, but blessing to you.
Second tweet simply saying, "Pray for Charlie Kirk." For someone known for stirring controversy and hardline views, this was a very different tone from Fuentes, one filled with real grief, urgency, and shock. And honestly, it's understandable. No matter what your political background is, watching a public figure get shot live during an event is horrifying. Fuentes may clash with Kirk on certain issues, but they've also shared similar stages and speak to the same conservative audience.
So he had beef with Charlie Kirk too. So you can say that they not really they party is not unified, either really. It's weird, but anyway, it's what it is.
This hit close to home for him. Nick Fuentes has
Okay, that's it. That's all I'm gonna do with that. I thought it was okay, they got a video, okay, yeah. It seemed like they clashed over Israel. Nick Fuentes and Charlie Kirk over Israel. And I guess Nick Fuentes say go fuck you. Go fuck yourself, I guess. Oh no. Okay, all right. Let me hold on. We're gonna play this Candace Owens right now. Hold on real quick. Okay, I want to get it geared up. All right. Okay, let's go.
Never happened before. Well, that has never happened before. I guess we could say Charlie broke the internet one more time. 150,000 of you guys were watching, and the system just sort of crashed. And it just really makes me happy that happened, actually. It was already very difficult for me to do this for a lot of reasons, but I knew it was important because I didn't want the last thing that people had in their minds about Charlie to be the moment he lost his life. That was what was especially hard because he's just had so many amazing moments throughout his career. And as I was saying, I was having this discussion with George this morning, obviously through a lot of tears, about not.
I don't know. Now, some people came out saying that, her tears is fake and stuff like that. And, I don't know. But apparently, he was broken up because, remember, they started out together, in this political thing. It was a far right, conservative political thing years ago and stuff. And for Charlie Kirk, Charlie Kirk, he wouldn't be where he is today, basically. But anyway, let's continue.
Wanting Charlie's caricature to survive when the actual Charlie Kirk individual, who Charlie Kirk actually is so much more important. The caricature, the cartoon, is that Charlie is this young, smart guy, made a career out of debating college kids, decided not to go to college, started Turning Point USA. And I think a lot of people thought that Charlie must take himself a bit too seriously. And I want you guys to know that could not be further from the truth. Charlie and me were always laughing. Yes, he was ambitious. Everybody knows Charlie is ambitious. I met him back in 2017 when Turning Point was this very young organization. Nobody knew who I was. Nobody knew who Charlie Kirk.
See? Charlie put her on. This is the one person that put Candace Owens on is Charlie. Nobody knew who else he was. What if you can go back in time and make it weird that she never hooked up with Charlie Kirk? Oh. Will the world be different, or will they cause ripples in the timeline? Disastrous ripples. The universe said that she was supposed to meet him. Whether it was good or bad, or maybe by her hooking up with Charlie Kirk, maybe he wouldn't have died. Interesting theory here. I'm just saying, just thinking out loud. Anyway, let's continue.
Kirk was, and Charlie was always wearing these really baggy suits. I mean, they looked like they were hand-me-downs from 3 generations because he was focused on the ideas. He didn't care.
Now, was that a shot of his appearance? Well, we kind of figured that she wasn't going to be with him. I think he got a type, and Charlie wasn't a type. Her husband she got there was a type. Interesting. Anyway, let's continue.
About his appearance, he was laser focused on what he knew Turning Point could become. Not could become, but would become. He hired me on the spot. We were at this conference in Florida. And
well, but anyway, Charlie got him a decent woman. Wasn't his wife Miss Arizona? Yeah.
And he and I used to always say, we never said the rest was history. The rest is history. We say the rest is future. We were totally locked in, and I want you guys to know about our first planning sesh, okay? It was in the middle of Chicago O'Hare Airport. There is this restaurant that's called the Macaroni Grill. And I sat down with Charlie on our first trip together. He flips over this little paper menu as we're waiting for our flight, and he takes out this pen and he just starts drawing a map of what he wants to happen into the future, what the Turning Point organization will become. It was spastic, it was unhinged, it was the absolute best. It was true Charlie. He was a visionary. Charlie was a visionary. If he could envision it, it was going to happen. He knew that, I knew that. And what he had envisioned was for Turning Point USA to become the biggest conservative student organization, not just in the nation, by the way, but in the world. He kind of squabbled and scribbled and wrote that the structure is currently a 501c3, and he's sitting there talking to me, but here's what we can do in the future, and here's how, and then I'm going to probably take control of the RNC. I mean, he's 23 years old, right? And he's speaking to me about how he's going to take over the RNC.
Now, maybe if you plan on taking over the RNC, maybe that's a reason why they might want it, because maybe when he got up to about 40, 50 years old, maybe he would have been a big political figure. Not only that, maybe he would have made a bid for running for president. They probably win. They probably didn't want that. Maybe he would have changed 10 years from now. Political views would change. Maybe he wouldn't need so much racist towards black people. I don't know. Maybe his views would change towards. Can't change, right? Maybe he would have said, I'm sorry about what I said about when people out with ignorant and stuff like that. The remarks I said. Maybe you never know. Anyway, let's continue.
The person that he adored the most, like really, and never in a million years did he think that he was going to meet him, and of course he did, was Rush Limbaugh. He was really raised on Rush Limbaugh, listening to Rush Limbaugh day in and day out. And he told me through many conversations that if he could have a show like Rush Limbaugh one day, he would be very happy. That was, I think, his ultimate goal, and it happened. We had a bunch of rules. Charlie's rule was never say no to Fox News. So even if the show was at 4 a.m. in the morning, crack of dawn, I cannot tell you guys how many hits we did on Fox News. I'm talking 4 hits a day, up at 4 a.m. for Fox and Friends First, and then doing whatever the evening program was, because he believed this is the way that we're going to get our names out there. You know, we have to work harder. My rule was I was like, we shouldn't drink. Everybody in politics is drinking. They're drunk all the time. If we're passionate, we have to understand that it's a disadvantage. People are always made weaker. It doesn't make anybody stronger.
So that's one thing they did. It seemed like that's the only thing they did different, because no, they wasn't drinking. It was Christians, supposed to be the Christian way of life, real Christian way of life, and you don't drink, you smoke, and all that. While everybody else in politics drink and do all kind of other goddamn shit they ain't supposed to be doing. I don't think they'll be invited to the Epstein Island, right? Right. No, don't fight there. Don't fight there. No. Hell.
To be drunk after an event, and so we didn't drink. And we had a couple of mottos, but Charlie's was, we can always outwork our opponents. I can't tell you how many times we looked at each other and we said, we can outwork them. Everyone was bigger than us, but not working harder than us. That came really directly from Charlie. It was the thing that he said we could always control, and I totally agreed with that. Work ethic meant everything. I think it's very obvious to everyone. I was the culture. Charlie was the politics. Charlie needed a little bit more culture. I needed to learn the rules of politics. I mean, he could tell you every office in the White House and what this person does, things I'd never even heard before. I was just passionate about Black Lives Matter. I knew it was going to be harmful for Black Americans, and I wanted to share that message.
So she's saying Black Lives Matter is going to be harmful to Black Americans. Well, she's right. She's right. I think she was. That didn't mean no good to Black people at the end of the day. I'm just saying. Especially when they you could say supported the LBG community all the way. And then some. And never helped no black men either. If Black Lives Matter help black men as far as mental illness they might have and stuff, maybe this brother wouldn't have killed that Ukrainian woman on that train in North Carolina. We got the proper help. Interesting. Anyway, let's.
And Charlie showed me how to do that in the best way possible. I learned very quickly with Charlie that politics breeds unnecessary enemies. It is incredibly, it's disheartening industry. You know, you're lucky if you have one friend. You're lucky if you have two friends. There are so many people that will test your character along the way. Like I said, I was a nobody. It was funny going through text messages yesterday, and I'm like, Charlie, my goal is to have 50,000 followers on Instagram. I think we can do it by the end of the year. And after he hired me, he had been working already really hard on doing this campus tour throughout California. He called it the Big Three: UCLA, we're going to do Stanford, we're going to do Berkeley. And there was somebody who was a lot bigger than me at the time who was going to be kind of the face of it, because like I said, people were not going to buy tickets to hear me and Charlie Kirk speak. And he had someone that they definitely would hear speak. And for whatever reason, and this was just my luck, Charlie was pumping gas. He was inside of the gas station. Okay. And I'm sitting in the car and I see this person, his phone is sitting in the car, and the messages are lighting up on the screen, and this individual saying, I don't want to do this event with that new girl you hired. Like, I don't want to share the stage with her.
So now, I don't want to share who was that person, and I don't want to share the stage with that girl. Now, maybe they would say I don't want to share the story with that Ian. Maybe that guy found out that she was a little bit more charismatic than him, and she would steal the show. Interesting. Now the question is Charlie Kirk racist when he hired Candace Owens, or there was something else behind it? We needed a black face, pushed agenda. Y'all tell me. Go listen to me.
Essentially, just mean-spirited, no reason. I'm bigger than her. I should do this by myself. And then if she wants to come on and be an auxiliary, that's fine. But I don't want to share the stage with her, this newbie. I remember Charlie gets in the car and he looks at the message and he looks at me and he knows I've looked at the message. I saw it and I'm like, Charlie, I said, I have no idea like where this is going. Obviously, I understand that the sensible you doesn't want to lose this person on the ticket, that this means a lot to you and you've worked hard on it, but you're going to...
I don't know who that guy was. Who's that guy that you're talking about? Reading some of these comments, this isn't about left or right anymore. This is about humanity and especially insanity. They're saying that Candace Owens, please stay safe. Yeah. They hit him, they can get hurt to her. Okay. I don't know who the hell he was talking to. I have to go back.
I have to learn that you have to make the right decision and not the easy decision. And this is only going to work if we keep making the right decisions, And I could just see the struggle within him. And then he did the right thing. He said, okay, if you don't want to do this event with this newbie Candace, then we're not going to do the event, and Candace and I will do it alone. And we did. We went at it alone. Actually, I think for that particular event, Dave Rubin hopped on, and the rest was future. For 2 years straight, Charlie and I flew around.
Okay, hold on. Okay. What's going on again? Let me see who's. Oh, who is this? Oh. Yeah, long time. Brian? Hell is hot. Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, I didn't know he was here. I mean, as long as you ain't saying no shit about me on some other soprano, I'll give you a wrench. You know, as long as all that shit is dead. I know it's been slow. I know it's been like complete silence. Yeah. Maybe you out of hell now. There you go. See what happened. I did ban you. I did ban you. Yeah. Now you unbanned. Yeah. Not banned now. So what are you gonna do? You out of hell. You said, "Oh, you don't want to be banned? Oh, okay, I can ban you then." You gotta make up your mind. I'm not getting no reason why I unban people or ban people. You don't want to be banned? I thought you. Well, I changed my mind. And I can change my mind anytime I want to. Why not? We start new again. Start over. Starting over. Now you don't want me to unban you. I could ban you here right now. We can get this over with. Tell me what you want to do. Okay. Tell me what you want to do. You want to be banned or unbanned? I think that we all should start over. So we starting over. So let me continue. Gotta continue this.
The world together on very little sleep. We were always exhausted. I'm not kidding. We took hundreds of flights together. We slept in the crappiest hotel rooms. I mean, walls so paper thin. You just hear everything. And when you're in that capacity with someone 2 years straight, just traveling nonstop, you really get to know them. You really see them in every condition. You start bickering like an old married couple. Charlie, this is not how you pack a suitcase. I say to him, Charlie, you can't just like put your dirty running shoes on top of your clean shirts. Okay. You just can't do that. Charlie, you need to eat something. Okay. You're running on fumes. You got to eat something.
So she wasn't going to be with him. I guess maybe people thought that she was with him, but no, she was more like a mother to him. He was just a mess, I guess, you know? I mean, He was a mess out here. She was telling him how to do that. It's obvious that, Charlie wasn't her type. Interesting. Now, I didn't know about all this because, I wasn't looking at the Truth Social stuff and all that. I mean, these guys here, these political far right. I wasn't really into it unless they, get on our radar and stuff, and then I'll talk about it, like Nick Fuentes or Richard Spencer, some David Duke. Then I'll talk about it, some others out there. But a lot of black people, tell you the truth, a lot of black people did not even know really who Charlie Kirk was until this incident happened. So I don't understand why black people is losing their mind out here crying and forming this, third and stuff. I guess they must have thought that he was some sort of political figure or some shit. They didn't know that he was saying all this stuff about black people. This is what I'm thinking too. And then when I'm saying black people get called out for calling other black people, racist, or saying this stuff about this man, he lost his, he lost his life in front of his family and all this stuff. I said, dude, do you know what he was saying about black people? Let me see. Okay, am I gonna free some of the others? I don't know. Some of the other ones was over there talking shit. Spirit of Justice was over there, Tito, talking about, I pay money. I pay you money, Tito, to beat up REG. Because I guess it was the video where Tito was showing off his boxing skills, so-called boxing skills. So, I mean, I can't let him back over after that. Why you doing shit like that for? Why? You go over another man's channel, knowing that he's the enemy of most people on here, gonna offer this fool money to beat me up, even though that's not gonna happen or anything like that. That way ain't nobody trying to box Tito. Nobody trying to, and he's a pedo. So you over the pedo, offer the pedo money. So I can't let him back on here. Now who else you want me to let back on here? But I can't let him get that. Joe, I think Joe, he's all right, Him back. Come on now. Really? Anyway, let's continue. Okay,
this is not a full meal. Back forth. Charlie, you got to buy yourself some suits that fit. That conversation, I was like, Charlie, okay, I get it. You're like boy wonder. You got to buy some suits that fit. I wasn't the only one that was hammering him on that. It was also Don Jr. And eventually him, and I think it was actually him and Eric. They're like, Charlie, I know you're very frugal. We know that you're very aware that your salary comes from donors. He always wanted to be a really good steward of their capital. But eventually Don and Eric got him a gift certificate, I think it was for his birthday, to a fancy suit place to go get fitted. And the rest is future, right? It is so important for me to make sure that you guys understand how absolutely hilarious Charlie was. Charlie was hilarious, okay? He did not take himself too seriously. He was so good at doing imitations and accents. Any imitation, any accent, he was just on the money. And all we did was laugh. It's all you can do and laugh. People were just so crazy all the time. When I was reading through the chat today, I was just laughing with just tears in my eyes, thinking of the many.
I'm like bugged out. A lot of people's bugging out on him. Like he was some hero. Like he was the hero. This is like a white people hero, the white knight. Charlie Kirk, man. This is wild, man.
Many road trips that we took, so many hours spent just talking trash to one another, making fun of one another. One of the best moments that I can think of, and there's so many to choose from, was we were driving through Colorado, and I put on a Kanye song, on my playlist, and Charlie goes, "Is this Jay-Z?" I almost made him pull over the vehicle. I was like, are you kidding me? Okay, I understand that you don't do culture, but like, come on. You don't know the difference between Jay-Z and Kanye. And he didn't. And I explained to him the difference. I was like, okay, no, you gotta get into some Kanye West music. Next thing you know, Charlie's really getting into some Kanye West music.
So she introduced him to some rap music, I guess. You know. Okay. All right. Yeah. Hey, you know what? I know, because they didn't know who he was. I finally realized that most black people did not know who Charlie Kirk was and all the stuff he said. Now, he said all this stuff, but Candace Owens was still rocking with him. This is crazy too. Well, black people and black women, and she's a black woman. It's odd, but it was the black woman that told him to go ahead and get a suit, take a shower, straighten up, eat some food. You burning the midnight oil, you're gonna kill yourself. Interesting. Yeah, but they did not know who he was. Like I said, most of us didn't know who he was. I heard of him in passing, and okay, he said this, he said that. Now, if you bring up something that Charlie Kirk said, that hit the blogs or whatever, like the black pilot thing situation, saying he don't want no black pilot flying a plane when he's on the flight, whatever the case may be. Then they'll say, oh, that's the guy that say that, but they don't know. And then they just turn the TV on and said this guy got shot, and they crying along with everybody else. Not knowing who the guy was. That's some real stupid shit. At least find out who the guy was. And then sitting there calling black people all this that was going against him, saying all this stuff about him. It's crazy. But anyway, let's continue. We got to finish listening to this.
He's running 10 miles a day. He got really into running. And he's texting me about how great it is. Like, there's this text, Charlie. He's like, yes, it's my new favorite song. And he just loved it. Kanye's Power kind of became our theme song for the tour. I have no idea why, but that was our hype song before we went on stage. So you can only imagine when just a couple of months later, we've been listening to Kanye's old albums on repeat. Suddenly Kanye West tweets, I love the way Candace Owens thinks. The excitement. Okay, we were certain that we had manifested it. We were 100%, we manifested this by listening to Power on repeat. Actually, I found a clip of us backstage on that day when that tweet happened, and we were doing what I used to refer to as like the Charlie dance. Here it is. You don't understand, like, the divinity of him tweeting that. Like, I'm living in the 21st century.
Candace Owens can't dance either. She might be dancing worse than I did when I couldn't dance. Jeez, this is wow.
The era of Kanye. I can't even explain it because.
What the hell was that dance? Really? Candace, you might need some soul. You might need some soul. And you hang with Kanye, you should have got something from him. I don't know.
You really did have to be there. Charlie was my overly bright and sometimes really annoying kid brother. I was smiling going through my chat of how many times he would text me a picture and say, does this look cool? Does this look cool? Do I look cool? This is like just a screen recording of us talking about a pair of sunglasses. He's just sending me it. I'm like, nah, that's not good. Nope, that's not. No, send. Okay, that one's okay. That'll work. And this is actually one of my favorite photos of him, where he said, I can just hear him when I look at this photo. I can hear him saying, does this look cool? He was wearing a pair of Yeezys that Kanye gave him, and he looked really cool. I thought they really suited him. I was like, yeah, you look really cool, Charlie.
I don't know. What do y'all think? I mean, I know the young guys, they wear different stuff than, we did back in the day. So, y'all have to tell me all this. Those some Yeezys. I don't know. Like I said, I'm way out of touch on this. But anyway, let's continue.
The reverse of that, obviously, was him constantly hammering me on debates. I mean, Charlie was like, look, you gotta know the arguments of your opponents backward and forward. I remember I had note cards like I was in high school, just memorizing every statistic and being strengthened.
Oh, you saying that she honed her chops of debating through Charlie Kirk? He taught her the ropes. This is interesting. I didn't know it was like this. Didn't know it was like this. She owed him her political life, her success, point blank. Jeez. Anyway, let's continue.
By, just day in and day out, he was just pretending to be a protester, pretending to be a radical, and he used to always say iron sharpens iron. And we spent so much time practicing debating and really thinking through what our ideas were. Charlie never missed a meeting that he had. He wouldn't do that. He took that very seriously. It doesn't matter what the circumstance was, even if it was a hurricane. And one day there was literally a hurricane. I think we were in North Carolina, South Carolina at the time. I don't remember. But all the flights got canceled and we needed to be in DC by morning. And Charlie looks at me. He's like, we got to rent a car. We got to drive 8 hours. Totally insane. And one of the most fun road trips I've had in my life. Every single song was sung. Me and Charlie were always singing in cars. To show you, this is from that road trip.
No, really? Oh no.
And then of course.
Oh. I mean, I don't know. To me, Candace Owens is probably the whitest black person alive. I mean. Really? Okay. Sound like out of a movie or some shit, man, when they were doing that. Singing in the car and stuff like on a road trip. Hey, well, let's continue, man. God damn.
Of course, there was always some hip hop mixed in, Ignition, remix.
Huh? Uh-oh. Really? Uh-oh, wait a minute. Talk about black people, you listen to all these black songs and stuff, you know the words to Ignition. That's one of my favorite R. Kelly songs. You can't make this shit up, dog. But anyway, let's go.
Lace like murder, she rolled. Once I get you out the clothes, privacy is.
You look cool, Charlie. You look cool. We really did go everywhere. I mean, all 50 states, Canada, down to the border, the United Kingdom, Israel, you name it.
What was that? Okay. He said, what is a white man's world was that? Just for what it is. They influenced by hip hop, just like most white people, completely influenced by hip hop. Heavily influenced. Talking all this white supremacist white shit. They by themselves with their friends. They playing y'all music, big time. Ronnie Ellie, what's up? Oh, we got the girl in the house. All right, got a little niece in the house. Well, I can say big niece. Niece in the house. What's up? What's up? What's up? Yeah, give me a like. Give me a like and throw a few dollars in. I appreciate it. You know, I appreciate it. I appreciate it. Yeah. But anyway, let's continue. Gotta continue.
We were there, and there was always a new T-shirt to print out. Justice for Brett Kavanaugh. Sends to be. How's this one? I love it. We just loved the T-shirts. That was a thing. The Him Too one. That was controversial. That was a controversial moment. One of those character forming moments. I won't forget it. Because that Me Too hashtag, it just started going viral.
Look, Candace Owens got a little body on her too. You know, see, thick right there. Look, you know. Hey, I mean, she's on the other side, but still, hey. Anyway, let's continue.
Viral, and people were emotional, and right away I was like, Me Too is awful. This is terrible for women. It's terrible for men. You know, just me being Candace saying the thing, and left and right, people were hammering me. They could. It was like, how dare you say that we need due process? We're talking about rape. And I remember he had young women at Turning Point who were threatening to quit, crying in the office. How could she not support Me Too? Young women who did quit, and then.
Oh yeah, she do. She got it now. Yeah, what? 2 kids, 3 kids? Yeah, she got that now. Your mom body now. When everything starts sagging, you will sag. You gotta work out. All I gotta do is work it out. Women. But yeah, you start sagging. You know, you want a little saggy titties, whatever. Anyway, let's continue.
And we had at the same time the YWLS conference. So the reporters who already hated us just completely, they just swooped in there and they were like, oh, do you support her statements? And I just remember just being behind Charlie and Andrew Colva, and he just held the line. He held the line because he agreed with me, and he knew it was going to be a bit of fire. People, you've got to fire her. How could she say this? And he didn't. He held the line. And yeah, it was one of those moments for Charlie. He had good character. But the prep for every one of those events, like even the Him Too event, it was always Kanye. Here it is.
Creativity, purity, and honesty is honesty. Keep carried by my own laws. Reality is catching up.
What?
Chasing my image, now I'm fighting for custody.
Wait a minute. What was that? Man, they more influenced by black culture than black people. Cat is always black, but you know, sometimes you forget that the way she speaking stuff, mannerism, you know, you forget that she's black too. What was that? Oh no. So that's why I like reviewing some of these videos. Now we get to see what's going on. There's some hypocrisy here. How you can be racist and you up there like black music and you know all these songs and shit, R. Kelly Ignition and shit, and, you know, up there buying the Yeezys from Kanye and all this stuff. What's going on here? What's going on here?
Just literally me, Charlie, and Sarah, who was his assistant at the time, just playing the hype music. Charlie and I fought a lot of battles together. I mean, of course, who could forget the infamous day that we got chased out of a Philadelphia restaurant by Antifa, and they threw water and they threw an egg on Charlie. We were just amazed at how quickly they had assembled once they found out what restaurant we were at. But I want you to watch him here, like even in this moment of shock and adversity, he finds a reason to smile, and it's incredible. Take a look at this.
Oh, they threw an egg on him.
That was Charlie.
Or at least he was dressing a little bit better. I guess, thanks to Candace Owens, maybe he was dressing a little bit better. It looked like, well, for him, I guess, it's an improvement, I guess, Well, let's continue.
That was Charlie, man. That was always his main thing. Be a happy warrior. And he was a happy warrior. And we were happy warriors. And we laughed a lot at the protesters, the absurdity of the protesters always. I personally think some of the protesters liked that Charlie and I were.
It's true, I think black women getting with these white guys, y'all be fixing them up. They be fucked up bums or whatever and shit. Don't not take showers, and y'all teaching the ropes. Yeah, I see now. Teach this nigga the ropes. Teach him how to dress and put cologne on and this and that and turn all that. Stand upright. But anyway, let's continue, man.
We're making light fun of them. I don't even know what campus event this is, but I love this video of me just playing with the protesters, sitting in front of one of their signs, and Charlie speaking over my shoulder. Take a listen.
If you aren't wealthy, white, and male, Charlie Kirk is not your friend. What do you think?
Are you not my friend anymore?
Are we not friends?
Is
that right?
Find out. This is how I'm going to find out. A sign outside of a thing, an event that we just did, that you're not my friend.
Go figure.
Damn. Okay.
Looking back at too many.
Hold on. Let me get over here. All right. Let me see. Rest in peace. Charlie, okay. The key said, this white on white crime be the end. They're killing each other out here. Well, I mean, yeah, because there was nobody else white guy disagreed with him, with his policies, and took him off the set. So what is that saying? They might have a serious problem. Black man got a problem with you, but then I don't think he's gonna resort to killing you using a Mauer 30-06 rifle, killing you and shit like that. I'm just saying. Maybe they need to get some humanity, I mean, I'm just saying. Anyway, let's continue. Oh, wait a minute. At all right, let's continue.
Many photos. I just have too many photos of Charlie. It really is incredible to see how many times he's just right behind my back. Charlie always had my back, and I always had his. Charlie was right by my side when I started Blexit, obviously. He was also there the night that I met my husband, which was absolutely...
Okay, he was there when he started Blexit and he met her husband. Well, we knew that she wasn't going to be with him, even though she hang with him all the time. And you could say that Candace Owens owed Charlie her whole entire career on YouTube and all. Political career, YouTube, podcasting, whatever, completely. But anyway, let me see. We got Blue Marble up here. It was more side. Please don't entertain anything else. It was Mossad. So Mossad has something to do with. That's what people are saying. It's him denouncing Israel. That's what I'm hearing. But do we have definite proof of that? That's the only thing. But anyway, let's see. What's up, brother? It's tragic. Mr. Kirk got alive because some soul boys are boyhood because of it. Exactly. What's up? What's up, brother? What's going on, Blue Marble? What's going on? Yeah, glad to see you here. Anyway, let's continue.
an incredible night. And in the UK, which I didn't expect to happen.
Now this is her husband right here. The guy, this is what's it called right here, Charlie, and then her husband here. I don't know who this guy is, but this is her husband. This is the guy that she married. If y'all want to know, Candace Owens met him. That's a Christmas party or whatever the case may be, whatever. Yeah, here we go. And he's from England, apparently. UK. But let's continue.
I gotta tell you, initially, Charlie, ever the analytical mind, what I told him, I'm like, I think I'm gonna marry this guy first. He's like, wait, like, is this gonna be good for your brand? I'm like, Charlie, this is love. This is not a brand decision. And then he sat down and he spent just one evening with George, and Charlie was just the most supportive of everything. And this is our text chain speaking about that moment. He's like, his heart is wonderful. You guys are meant for each other. I see it brilliantly and clearly.
Okay, it said, Charlie said, his heart is wonderful. You guys meant for each other. I see it clearly. He's sensitive, love party, believes in God, and comes from a great family. Yeah, rich family over in England. Yeah, she wanted something that she wanted to, of course. And he's a fighter. Yes, he has been through hell. He gets it, ain't afraid of being you. Okay. Yes, he would be beside me probably. Interesting. Now let me go over here to this comment. Okay, it says we won't get proof from it. No, you're not gonna get proof from there. But I've been hearing that Charlie Kirk pushed back on Israel after Bibi praised him. Said he was a good man and stuff, this and that for going in on the Gazans. But this Gazan thing is getting under everybody's skin. Big time. You can't sit there, starve people out, push them out, kill millions. Well, I don't know. We don't know the real count. I'm just saying, kill hundreds of thousands of them, pushing them out. Just to make the whole entire city. And now they signed some agreement. I mean, the Israeli council signed some agreement to actually, to go in there and move in to occupy the place, and that's just crazy. And Trump is getting played, man. He's just like, Trump is saying stop it, but they won't stop it. They won't stop it. Same thing with Putin, they won't stop it. And with the Chinese with TikTok. Oh, we got a good relationship with them, but then, okay, tell them to sell TikTok. They're not going to sell TikTok. They never was going to sell TikTok. They will have to ban TikTok from the United States in order to get a response from them. Just go ahead and ban it, but then it means that you're going to put even more people out of work when the job report came out already bad already, and they're going to have to drop interest rate. If not, it's going to be hell out here. And then if you go ahead and let the ban go through with TikTok, then you're going to have even millions of people might be out of a job or blaming Trump for losing their livelihood. TikTok. This is there is another tweet. You always believe that Charlie thought he was killed for defying it. Yeah, he ain't the only one that said it. There's other people said the same thing too. Okay, let's see. He was getting fired from their jobs by happiness for Charlie Cook happiness. Pass it on airline. Yeah. Hey man, I mean, this is crazy. How this is, I don't know. It's crazy. Yeah, Blue Marvel, that's crazy. Yeah, a lot of people getting fired, which is crazy, man. Now I don't watch TikTok, but I'm going to get your word for that one. But anyway, let's continue, man. Let's continue.
And he gets it. He isn't afraid of you being you, and he's been through hell. And it was Charlie was by my side the day that I got married. Of course, he was by my side. When I got married to George, and of course, Charlie fell in love with Erica. That entire journey to me when I was reading through a text is so funny because it was exceptional. I was always leaning into Charlie's analytical mind and making fun of him, like, oh, well, all we need to do is get a plan. You love Erica? Okay, what's the plan? What are we going to do? What's step one? What's step two? And the plan that I came up with instantly was all we have to do is convince her that her last name is terrible. Her last name, she's got to marry you because it's practical. Mrs. Erica Kirk sounds so much better than Miss Erica Francie. What is that last name? It's a practical decision. This is the text chain from that. Charlie and Erica Kirk.
Okay, let me see this. Erica and okay, this is what she said. Charlie and Erica Kirk. It's gonna be power couple of the century. I need to continue. Okay, give me.
He says it's going to be the power couple of the century. I need to continue to pray about it. I said, her last name's dumb. She literally needs you to propose. It's way too complicated. He said, I'm going to tell her it sounds like a sneeze. It's horrible. And then
So they both met each other, significant others through each other. This is wow. This is wild here, man.
wrote, marry me. It's a logistics thing. That's just who we were. Always making fun and always wanting to know what the plan was. And obviously it worked, you guys. It worked. Our plan worked. We broke Erica down. First came the name shame, then came the wedding, and then came the children. You know, Charlie really loved Erica from a time I'm reading through the text today. Just loved her. He loved his family. He really did. And I just want to say that Charlie and I, because I think this is important, never for a single minute ever did Charlie and I stop being friends. Even when the world demanded that from both of us, our relationship was real. We were brother and sister. You know, we were fortified. Our relationship was forged in fire, the fire of politics. I knew him. I knew Charlie, the real Charlie. And Charlie knew the real Candace, you know? And people knew I didn't like a lot of people in politics. I didn't like a lot of people calling me and doing the political dance. Of course, people guessed it correctly when they said, oh, the person who probably was the intermediary when Trump called about Brigitte was Charlie Kirk. Of course it was Charlie. They would never send anybody else to call me with anything because they knew that Charlie was a brother to me. And there was so many things that were said that were wrong. And we laughed at how wrong it was when people thought that when I had made up my mind about Israel, that Charlie and me fell apart. Nope, never, not for a second. I said.
So I guess he stayed on the bandwagon with Israel where she said no. He went that way. But then when Charlie started to go that way with Candace, that's when this shit happened. That's what the people were assuming. Folks. I don't know, man. This Israel thing is rubbing people the wrong way. It's not gonna go good for them. It's not nothing gonna go good for Israel, man. I'm telling you. I mean, if you want to do the right thing, stop the war. The Palestine be a state. No more aggression towards them. Whatever land you got, you keep that. Let them have that, and let the United States rebuild that land back up again in Palestine. Simple as that. But I don't think they're gonna do that, man. Karma's coming. So I can say, well, hold on real quick, folks. All right, I'm back. Let's see. You gotta see. Okay, let's see. Interesting. And no one talk about the 40-year-old black kid that almost threw to a meat grinder by a white supremacist. Hey, a lot of them stories is getting overshadowed because of this. Yeah, that would probably be a big story. But the problem is that because of Charlie Kirk, this story is completely getting overshadowed by it. This is crazy, man. Completely getting overshadowed. And the Epstein files is getting overshadowed by this too. Forgot about that. Trump situation with the Epstein file. Clearly we know that he did write that birthday letter to Epstein. Anyway, let's continue.
It's the easiest decision ever because Charlie knew who I was and I knew who he was. I said, Charlie, this is where I'm at and there's no room for movement. And you tell your whoever that needs to hear it, whatever you need to tell them, because we're always going to be brothers and sisters, you know? We're always going to be brother and sister. And we would talk about things and debate things behind the scenes. And I think my perspective was as it's been throughout our relationship. You might not get it now, Charlie, but you will. I'm only a few years older than you, but I think you're gonna see things my way. And I think in the end, Charlie was going through a spiritual transformation. I don't think it. I know it. He was going through a lot, and there was a lot of pressure. And it's hard for me to watch the people who were pressuring him, I don't know, just say the things that they're saying. You know, there's something about it that just feels really fake to me. And they would have allowed him to lose and wanted him to lose everything for changing or even slightly modifying an opinion. And then to see them doing what they're doing today, it's hurtful to me. It's very hurtful to me. But I don't want today to be about anything other than you guys knowing that Charlie really was an amazing person. You know, he was like, we were really close, and he was my best friend and my brother. And
so she tearing up, but then where the tears at? I don't know, man. I mean, I don't know. Some people saying that you know, oh, those are fake tears. You know, maybe she already cried a lot of tears out already. You got to keep her composure when she do this. When she did this video here. Anyway.
I will never unsee the footage of what I saw, the violence of it. I pray for the people who took any pleasure in that. There's not a single person in the world that I would wish that on. And least of all, someone with a heart like Charlie's. He loved his family, he loved his wife, he loved his country. And he didn't deserve that ending. You know, he's really young. But I know that we will carry the torch. I will never allow the memory of Charlie to be.
I see a tear, but people say it's fake tears and stuff. You know what I mean? I don't know about all that, man. They seemed like they was close, real close, more close than I thought they was. You know, for real though. But anyway, let's continue. It's almost over.
Be forgotten, obviously, because there is no Candace without Charlie. You know, we came up in politics together, and so I don't know what else to say, guys, other than I'm in a lot of pain right now, and I love you, Charlie, and I'll see you when I'll see you. I love you very much. Thank you, guys.
All right, that's it. All right, so folks, that's it. That was it, man. That's it. You know, this is wild, man. It's wild out here, man. So, that's all I have. But I had to come on here and talk about this. And I think I wanted to stream on both channels because, this story, everybody's talking about. Everybody's talking about it. So I think it would deserve to be on the Uncle REG Celebrity News, at least this time. I'll try to keep this for T. But some topics, has to be, put on all channels. So I said, let me go ahead and do this today and stuff. We can get back to the regular T later, at least on the REG Celebrity News channel. But anyway, that's all I got. Thank you guys for coming through. Thank you for the support. I did get a little cash out here. I appreciate that. Give me some likes. Give me some likes. I appreciate the likes. Come on. Appreciate the likes. I can use the likes. And, subscribe to the channel too. But, that's it, folks. That's it for me. So, until next time, Uncle REG signing off. Peace.